I finally found a new 2025 Toyota Grand Highlander, and this is a limited trim. I borrowed it from Karl Malone Toyota here in Draper, Utah. If you are in the market, be sure to reach out to JD Larson. Let's go ahead and check out the window sticker so you guys can see options and features on this build. Here's the description. All-wheel drive is going to cost you $1,600 extra. Ruby, Flare, Pearl. It's kind of hard to say for me for some reason. And here's just a short listing of the standard equipment. You guys can see the towing capacities there too. I thought it would change with all-wheel drive, but nope, it does not. See the screen sizes, 11 speaker JBL. And then here are all the options on this one. Now just take note of that base price there. So it does have the premium paint, has the 360 camera, connected services, all-weather floor liners, has the black emblem overlays, crossbars, and then tow hitch is $900. Destination's $1,450 with a total price of $54,572. And here are the fuel economy numbers off to the side. So the Limited is probably my favorite trim level because it's available with every powertrain option, and it has a lot of the nice features that you would like to see. Now obviously, as you saw, 360 cameras an option. If you want the twin panel moonroof, that's an option too. But it is available at the very least. And if you don't want those things, you don't have to get them. On the very front, you guys can see you have the LED headlights, high and low beam, including the LED fog lights. Front parking sensors are on this one too. This also has adaptive cruise control. And they did a great job designing the front end too. I like this like dark gray trimming they give you down below, and notice how those front parking sensors kind of play into that front grille. And then here's a quick look at the suspension. So you're gonna have a McPherson front suspension, fabric material for the liner, and here are the tires. These are the Continental Cross Contact, so good all-season tire, and they're going to be geared towards fuel economy too. 20-inch wheel, and in case you care to see the tire size, it's a 255/20. They do give you a plastic fender flare right here, and notice down below you have cameras and a puddle light there, a little bit of chrome with your turn signals, and then here's a nice side view of this too. That ruby red does have a nice look to it, and they charge a little bit more for that metallic there. A little bit of plastic, by the way, on the mirrors here, chrome below the windows, and you have smart key system for front and rear doors. More of that plastic trimming down below. Now some people may not like that, but one thing I'll say is if you like to run your car through a car wash, if you have paint down there, it looks terrible over the course of time, so it's probably a good thing it's not painted, right? Out back, they do give you a liner in the rear, and this is where you're gonna fill up at. In order to open it, you have to push the button here. And man, I am sorry for the wind. It is windy today. Yep, right here. Regular fuel, 17.83, some weird number for that too, but yeah, it's a decent sized fuel tank. Great design out back. Hopefully you guys can see it better right there. More of that plastic trimming. They give you that silver accent, and they give you a receiver hitch out back. And you have a 4-pin connector. More parking sensors, and here's the sensor for opening the tailgate. Backup cameras right there. So here's one of the liners, JBL subwoofer, and this is actually pretty decent. So this has 20.6 cubic feet of cargo space behind this 60/40 bench right here. And this is why the Grand Highlander was created, because if you had the third row seat up in the regular one, that's 16 cubic feet, so you have far less cargo capacity. And so yeah, this was a no-brainer for Toyota for sure. Of course, you have your headrests too. We'll keep those up so you guys can see how that affects your visibility. Defrost for that rear glass. There are some speakers, and They also have a grab handle too if you want to get a good workout in. And one last thing I'm going to show you guys here before I show you the powertrain are your roof rails. They have like a silver accent on them. You have your shark fin and your crossbars. 154-pound capacity. You guys see those beautiful views over there? Anyone that lives 2,000 feet or higher above sea level are going to learn to love these small displacement turbocharged engines. Now this is a 2.4 liter inline 4 turbocharged. For every 1,000 feet you go up above sea level, you're going to lose 3% of your horsepower. So that's why these make more sense, because that turbocharger does make up some of that difference for you compared to the naturally aspirated V6 that it replaces. So this engine is going to have 265 horsepower, which is I think about the same as what the V6 was anyways, but it's going to have 310 pound-feet of torque, and that torque comes on around 1,700 RPMs, which is insane. It has also made it to an 8-speed transmission, and this is direct and port injection, so reliability should be pretty good with this engine. Let's go ahead and check out the interior. Here's the door for the Grand Highlander. They do give you some soft touch at the very top here. Fake wood trim, looks nice though. Soft touch, hard plastic, soft touch, but down below, all that's going to be hard plastic, which is pretty typical in this segment. Now, one thing I like is they do give you auto up and down front and rear windows, seat memories for the passenger side. Also, no surprise too, but you have a tilt and telescoping steering wheel. Great accents on the side here. You can open that rear hatch, and hopefully you guys can tell too. You see, with the third row headrest up, you don't have the greatest visibility, but it's not terrible. Also, they give you seat heaters, auto high beams right there, and a little bit of storage. It's nice. Here's some of the controls for the steering wheel, adaptive cruise controls right there. No heads-up display. And this does have the lighter color roof too, but it does match the seat, so I'm not going to complain at all. I'm not going to complain. This also has the 12.3-inch displays on the interior too, as you saw too with the options, 360 cameras right there. Heated and ventilated seats, dual climate control, air vents. They do sit a little bit lower, but I've noticed that it doesn't really affect the airflow at all. Caution lights. And if you need to see around the SUV, they do provide this too. Really helpful for parking if you're not that great at it. Also your engine stop start. Type-C USB, another one there, and they give you one on the passenger side. So pretty convenient. Tons of storage. You have your wireless charger. On this side, just more storage. They should have just added 2 chargers wirelessly. The reason why I like the wireless chargers is if you're on a long trip, if you use these Type-Cs, it does charge the phone really fast. So that kind of trickle charges it for you on your trip. Here's your cup holders. And you can use that for storage or a larger cup maybe. Electronic parking brake. You have your hold function right there for if you're at a stoplight and you don't want to hold the brake. Auto stop start can be disabled. Traction control. And funny enough, this does have off-road modes. You have normal, eco, and sport, snow, and then downhill assist too. This does slide, and you have a tray, or you can remove this for deeper storage. There also is a 12-volt power plug inside of there, the old school stuff. And I always forget what this is, but this is going to be for your windshield wiper de-ice. I had to look it up, I'm not even going to lie to you. I always forget. My wife's car has it. We have an older Lexus that has it, and I always turn it on in wintertime because I know what it is, but I always forget what it does. On this screen here, there's not much to show, but you do have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto wirelessly too. You can control the climate, front and rear. Up top, home link, and place for your sunshades. LED interior lights. Also, they do provide lighting for your vanities on both sides. And soft touch on the dash too. A little bit of hard plastic, but soft touch too. I won't complain. The reason why I like to point this out is because you have soft touch here, it does help with creaks and rattles over the course of time. That's why I like soft touch, because it kind of dampens that creak and rattle that you hear over time. Let's go ahead and check out the passenger side. It's not as windy on this side. Eight-way seat, 10-way for the driver because it has lumbar support. Open storage, and if you have your phone up here, you can keep it plugged in too. Soft open glove box. A little bit of storage right there. And these all-weather floor mats do have a lip on them too, which is nice to keep the water in there. Out back, they do provide the curtains. And these seats do recline. And they give you a center console right there. Outboard heated seats, single climate control. You have a Type-C USB on each side. 100 watts, 120 volt plug there. Not sure why they didn't make that a 400 watter, because they have it available. I guess it needs a bigger inverter, right? And then out back, I'm 6'1". These seats are all the way back. I mean, so you see how my legs are almost in my stomach here? Well, you can't really see that. I could sit back here, but I would say after about an hour and a half. Well, hold on, let me see if I can recline this. Oh, that's okay. You know what? Look at how much the seat reclines. This is amazing. Oh yeah, I would sit back here. I can get a good nap back here for sure. Yeah, my legs are still high up. My butt's definitely lower than my legs, is what I'm trying to say. So yes, it's a little bit smaller, but it's definitely not bad when you recline the seats. But it is going to affect your storage back there. Type-C air vents on the roof. And it's the same on that side too. Not bad. Here are the numbers on the door. Be sure to pause. Gross vehicle weight rating is going to be 6,030 pounds. All-in payload is 1,245 pounds, which is pretty darn good actually. 35 PSI all the way around. And you do have to deduct 27 pounds off of that 1,245 because of the accessories. But I hope you guys liked the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure your bell notification on if you'd like to see more videos like this. See you guys soon.